Praise the King. Welcome to the show. This is Christians United Broadcasting Network coming to you live from Edmond, Oklahoma, USA. Still the land of the free and the home of the brave. We don't know how much longer, but I'm going to keep saying that as long as I possibly can. Until it all goes down in flames, okay? We are the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, glory to the Lord. Let's go ahead and get started. For our timeline update today, we're going to talk about why I don't think Jesus will come in 2017. Okay? I really don't think he will, and I'll tell you why. Now, it is true. Let's go through some of this evidence. I had put a post on my wall about this. There are many that believe that Jesus could come in September 2017. We're going to take a look and see if the theory holds up. Now, it is true that a very special star constellation arrives September 23rd, 2017. Now, I was looking at the lunar cycles. I was looking to find out when the new moon is supposed to arrive. It's supposed to arrive like the 21st. Okay, let me shut this door real quick. Sorry, guys. My kid just came home and she's kind of making noise there. Okay. I looked at the lunar cycles. Looks like the new moon shows up on the 21st, which would make the end of the Feast of Trumpets on the 22nd, and then the star constellation arrive on the 23rd. But it is possible that this very special star constellation, the woman with the moon under her feet, clothed in the sun, 12 stars in her crown, this constellation is due September 23rd, 2017. I'll tell you a little bit here. I was looking at the lunar cycles. New moon on 21st, which means end of Feast of Trumpets on 22nd. Then the star constellation on the 23rd. But it is possible that if it is cloudy that day on the new moon, the 21st of September, for 2017, then it could start on the 22nd and wrap up on the 23rd, which does give people the thought that, hey, this could be it. Well, it's not. Okay. And we're going to talk about why it's not. Okay. Now, there are many other factors to consider as well. Now, we've got that star constellation right there close to the Feast of Trumpets, but it looks like it comes afterwards. Even if it comes right on the day, it can't be when Jesus is coming. And we're going to talk about that. Why? We can't just take one sign and conclude that Jesus is coming. Okay, we have to consider all of the pertinent factors surrounding his return and account for them. And this I'm using as a guideline here. My post that I wrote from Facebook, and I'll put it, I wonder if I can put it in the chat room. Let's see if I can. And that way you guys can follow along with me. Oh, it wants my name again. Okay, there it is, guys. There's a link in the chat room to the post that I'm using as my outline here. I wrote this one on October 18th. That was my little girl's birthday. I love her so much. Happy birthday, Kelsey. She's so precious. Okay, now we're going to look at some of these. Jesus comes at the sixth seal. We're at item number 1, if you're looking at the post. And seals 1 through 4 have been showing up at the rate of 1 per year since 2013. If this pattern continues, this is the result. We had March 2013, first seal opened, Antichrist crowned. March 2014, second seal opened, peace taken from the earth. And if you doubt at all that peace has been taken from the earth, out of 196 countries, only 10 countries are not involved in some kind of war, conflict, or skirmish. It looks like the third seal opened September 2014 and run through September 2015. That was the Shemitah. That's our third seal, which brings famine and economic distress. And we are seeing that, aren't we? September 2015 through September 2016. Now, September to September is the Jewish year. And that's why it's going September to September on these now. September 2015 through September 2016 was the fourth seal. That's when the harvest of the tares began. And there have been at least 45 million deaths so far this year in 2016. It's off the charts. That's our fourth seal. We have September 2016, which just started, through September 2017. That's our fifth seal. It's wreakage. It means that the mark arrives and believers begin dying. Okay? Now, as we can see, we've got believers already dying over there. Okay? But this is where it kind of kicks into high gear. Now, as we can see with the fourth seal, the harvest of the tares begun, but it is a progressive thing. Now, hopefully, September 2016 through September 2017, which shows it could be our fifth seal, hopefully that's also progressive and won't just, and will, kind of increase after that point. July 21st, 2018, that looks like our abomination of desolation date. Third temple is defiled. Image of the beast is set up. July 27th, 2018. Sixth seal opens. Lord descends. War in heaven. Satan cast down. Jesus arrives last day of the Feast of Trumpets. September 2018. Believers evacuated. Wrath of God shows up with him. Now, we're going to talk about a few reasons here why I don't believe Jesus is coming in 2017. I think it'll be 2018, and here's why. The sixth seal, which is the Lord's arrival, has an accompanying blood moon. There is no blood moon for the sixth seal to open in 2017. The next blood moon, which is a total lunar eclipse, doesn't arrive until January 2018. That means the sixth seal can't open before January 2018. Okay? And the sixth seal is when he comes. So that's another reason I do not believe he's coming September 2017. That means the sixth seal can't open before January 2018. So Jesus isn't coming prior to January 2018. Okay, that's the next blood moon. That's the very soonest the sixth seal could open, thereby disqualifying the year 2017. We have too many things that we're still waiting on. And we're going to talk about that if we have time here. Number 3, the treaty is necessary before they can rebuild the temple. The temple is defiled before the sixth seal opens for Jesus to come. There is no way we are going to have a fully rebuilt temple that is ready to be defiled by July/August 2017. And then Jesus to come in September 2017, when we haven't even seen the treaty yet. Okay? They will probably start building it in 2017, but it won't be completed and defiled before September 2017. It's impossible. The defiling of the temple prompts the opening of the sixth seal. So that has to come first. Number 4, the martyrs of the fifth seal die because they refuse the mark of the beast. So the mark has to be here functioning for the fulfillment of the sixth seal. Our current economy is still dying. That was third seal. Remember, these are progressive. And the mark hasn't been introduced to the world as an option for the economy to recover yet, but it's coming. The seals haven't been opening fast enough for that to happen so soon. It looks like they're happening about one every year. Okay. There are 4 reasons why Jesus can't come for us in 2017 that we just gave you. And all you need is one reason biblically to disqualify it. So he can and does come for us individually every single day. So we always need to be ready to meet him, but he can't come for us at any day collectively until the other seals are fully opened and displaying their results in the world. It's important to identify where Jesus comes. And we can do that. Turn over in your Bible to Matthew 24. And we're going to start here at verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, that's the first half, shall the sun be darkened. This is 6 seals description here. And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The powers of the heavens, not the planets, not the, not outer space. The powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Satan is the prince of the power of the air. He's going to be cast down. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. So we have the 6th seal opens. The Lord descends from heaven with a shout. You've got a war in heaven. Satan is cast down. And then Jesus appears in power and great glory in the clouds in September. Possibly it could fall on September 11th. Wouldn't that be weird? Somewhere between the 9th and the 12th. We won't know a day or an hour exactly until we get to that point in time at September 2018. And once the priests see the new moon and declare the feast started, we're going to know when to expect him. From there, we will know the hour. We'll know clear down to the minute once they declare that feast started. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Now this 6th seal arrival is his glorious appearing, where every eye will see him. That is global communication. Okay? When Jesus comes, every eye will see him. You have to have global communication capabilities for that to happen, because we live on a round planet. Okay? And for every eye to see him, that's television. Okay? Now it says here, now keep in mind something. His glorious appearing to come for the saints is the 6th seal. And like I say, that's somewhere around September, Feast of Trumpets 2018. The end of the tribulation is his second coming. See, there's 2 comings. A glorious appearing at 6th seal. And then he returns at the end of the trumpet judgments. Okay, there's 7 of those. And those, those may, over 3.5 years, you're looking at a couple of them every year. Okay, a couple of those every year, the trumpet judgments. Now, when he returns for his second coming, there is no more, he returns with his saints. He comes for his saints at the 6th seal, then with his saints at the end of the 7 years. And that would be at the end of the trumpet judgments. Okay? Now, when he comes back after the trumpet judgments, it's a mop-up. There's no more global communications. There's no more internet. There's no more satellites in space to make that possible. There is no more electrical grid. The world is devastated after the trumpet judgments when Jesus returns. So that can't be his glorious appearing where every eye will see him, can it? Because there won't be any global communications, television, anything like that by the end of the trumpet judgments. It's just devastation, and it's going to be a nightmare. Okay? Then, after that, you have 30 days of vial judgments where the undiluted wrath of God is going to pour on the earth onto those that have the mark. Then after that, 45 days later, and the New Jerusalem descends and either hovers over or rests upon where Jerusalem is right now. We'll see. We'll just have to see. But it will be here. When the city descends from space, I don't know if it'll be in orbit or if it'll actually land, but it's going to be amazing, isn't it? Really, really amazing. Now, does anybody have any questions of why Jesus can't come or won't come? Why Jesus won't come in 2017? I know that because of the star constellation, there are many people, and because of its proximity to the Feast of Trumpets, there are many people out there who are thinking, oh, that's it. That's it. I wish. I wish. But we can't just take one sign and conclude that. We have to take all of the signs, and they all have to fit, and they just don't for 2017. But we sure do have some big things coming in 2017, which would be the economic collapse, either the end of 2016 or first or second quarter 2017, somewhere in there. And I don't know whether it's in the midst, whether it's before, whether it's after, but we've got the treaty that we're expecting, a 7-year treaty between Israel, the Palestinians, and the many. And I think the many would be the Western powers. I don't think it's the Arabs, because they gather against Jerusalem with their armies while the temple is being constructed. Excuse me. Now, as we... Hi, Kathy, Janine, Shirley. I love you guys. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Tammy. It's great to have you. Great to have you here. Now, I'm sorry. I hope I don't miss anybody. I know I am. It shows more of you in there than I've noticed. Okay. All right. Now, let's continue to look at this scripture real quick. We read 29, Matthew 24:29. Then shall appear in verse 30. Then shall appear the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Well, all the tribes of the earth are not going to mourn if everybody's dead. That's not the second coming. This is the midpoint. Okay? And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And this is the same precise description as you have for the sixth seal in Revelation 6:12 through 17. And verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now, we were talking about this earlier. I always wondered why it said one end of heaven to the other. Why not one end of the earth to the other? You know. Excuse me. That's a good question, isn't it? I haven't coughed all day, and now I got a catch in my throat right as I start talking. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, they shall gather together his elect from the four winds. And we talked about where we see the four winds. From one end of heaven to the other. They gather, these angels, they gather the disembodied spirits from heaven, and they also gather the living believers, okay, from here. The four winds breathe life. We learned that from Ezekiel 37. Four winds breathe life into the believers who are being regenerated. And they also bring those disembodied spirits and reunite them with those bodies. Then we are caught up together in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Glory to the King. Okay, now that is, as you can see, he sends his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. This happens after he shows up. How can we meet the Lord in the air if the Lord is not here and in the air to meet us? Okay. This notion of the rapture occurring just out of the blue, no warning, nobody has a clue. It's not going to happen. This is where he comes at the sixth seal. Jesus has to show up before in the air before we can be caught up to meet him in the air. Okay? So that is when the rapture is going to occur. When Jesus shows up in the sky. And that looks to be September 2018, according to my theory thus far. But I do believe we have sufficiently proven with evidence that he will not return in 2017 for us collectively. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back after.